Look at silly world. There happened this murder world. Early evening man. Ain't there something that is certain for? Further. And in the good time they found myself longing for change. And in the bad time they found myself back. A Star is Born, released in 2018, and is directed by Bradley Cooper, who is making his directorial debut with this film. It was nominated for Best Picture in 2018, so god damn it, he did a good job. And this film also stars Bradley Cooper and the wonderful Lady Gaga. And this movie was nominated for several Academy Awards, like I said, Best Picture, but it only won one of them, which was Best Original Song for that frickin' song Shallow. And when it happened, everyone went, there, okay? Can we stop playing it on the radio? Here's your trophy. Go! Sadly, it is still played today. Constantly. Bradley Cooper plays Jackson Maine, who is a country rock star, who is severely depressed and has a bad drug and alcohol problem. One night, he stumbles into a drag bar where he discovers the wickedly talented Allie, played by Lady Gaga. The two begin a very cute and romantic romance, which eventually leads to Allie becoming a backup singer for Jackson Maine. But of course, when you're in the limelight, you always want a little bit more of that fame and fortune. So when a big record producer comes into town, she takes the opportunity. And this is, I believe, the fourth adaptation of this story, A Star is Born, which I haven't seen any other adaptations. I know, I'm a theater professor and I haven't seen any adaptations of A Star is Born. Crucify me now. But there was one in the 1930s, there was the 1950s version with Judy Garland, and then the 1970s version with Barbra Streisand. Oh my god, it's Barbara! So it's been a lot longer of a period between, the 1950s and 70s, from the 70s to 2018. Much bigger gap there, so yeah, I think it's time for at least another adaptation. What's gonna really suck, though, is in like 5 years when they do the 5th adaptation of A Star is Born. That's just gonna drive everyone crazy. But this film had been built up like crazy for me. Everyone talked about how great it was. Oh, their relationship together is so great. They should really be together in real life. Oh, the ending is so sad. Oh, it's gonna destroy you. And you know what? All of that is true. And I'm shocked. Usually when a film is built up like this, so much and for so long, everyone talks about it, that there's just no way that it could live up to your expectations. And shockingly, it absolutely did, which makes me happy. I love when a movie surprises me and makes me happy. That's all I ever want. I don't want a film to fail. Ever. Ever. I want to be entertained. And this film was definitely entertaining. Could it have shaved off a couple of minutes? Maybe like 15? Yes. But the end product, what we got, I think is great. And I'll start off with saying that Lady Gaga, I was extremely, wonderfully impressed with her in this film. I hadn't grown up listening to her music. I really wasn't the biggest fan. I didn't think that she was terrible, but whenever she comes on the radio, I'm always like, turn that off. But then years before this movie came out, she did a performance at the Oscars where it was reliving all of the Sound of Music from the film Sound of Music. There's a lot of musics in that sentence. And I remember that Academy Awards ceremony that year just being crap. Everything was just so boring, contrived, and forced. I'm like, this is not going to be good. And now Lady Gaga's coming out to sing what should be Julie Andrews. Yeah, let's see what she can do. And my god, she blew me away. That performance was wonderful. So ever since then, whenever I hear, hey, she's doing a live performance or she's going to be in this film, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm liking her. Let's see what she can do. And I thought she was so lovely, so genuine in this film. I loved her. And you want to see her succeed. She's coming up from the slums, but she has such a great voice and a great talent. You just want her to branch out just to get that one big break, which Jackson Maine gives her. Yes, every time I say Bradley Cooper's character, I will do the full name. It's the coolest name ever. Jackson Maine. It's the classic underdog story that everyone sinks their teeth into, everyone latches onto, because everyone in their own lives at some point feels like the underdog, feels like they're the ones fighting, trying to break that glass ceiling. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but we can always attach ourselves to a character like Allie. So when she starts getting her big break, and she starts going out with Jackson Maine, you feel so good for her. But then, just like in every Cinderella story out there, there comes the greedy little agent that comes along and tries to steal her away and tries to make her very corporate and very sellout-y. And as you watch it, you go, no, Allie, don't do it! Spoiler, she does. Which that was the only part in the film that I was not buying at all. Because we spend a good hour and a half before this greedy, slimy little dude shows up and says, hey, I can make you big, darling. And she has this great relationship with Jackson Maine that when this guy shows up, you go, you're not gonna go with him, or at least it's gonna take a little bit for that to happen. But no, the next scene, she's talking to Jackson Maine, and she's talking about how this guy, he really believes in me. He thinks I can make it big. Whoa! That came out of nowhere. You've been with Jackson Maine for the first hour and a half in this film. He believes in you. Where did that come from? I don't know, that development of that character choice, it didn't seem natural, and I didn't buy in that she would be so gullible into just going with this guy. Notice how I'm talking about the character. I think Lady Gaga did a great job with what she was given, and great job in being genuine, and being active and real in every single scene that she was in. There's one part in the scene where she's talking to her father, and you can tell that she had a little line flub where she said, eat your dinner, but it was breakfast time. So she goes, it was something like, eat your dinner, or eat your breakfast. I don't even know what fucking time of day it is. This is a small little thing that I love seeing as a performer and as a director. Just when the actor messes up, but through their mess up and through, because they're so emotionally dialed into their character that they're able to recover like that. I just love seeing it. I think we can give the props of that attention to detail to Bradley Cooper. I know I've been praising Lady Gaga here for the past couple of minutes, but really, I think the standout and the shining star of this movie is Bradley Cooper. And in my opinion, should have won Best Actor that year. Because I think his performance here is stellar. It's vulnerable, it's raw, it's pulling no punches, and he bears it all on screen, and I think he needs to be commended for it. It is very difficult to portray being drunk or being a drug addict on screen, because a lot of times it can come off as cheesy and fake and not being genuine. Like, the audience can tell, yes, you are performing being drunk. I get it. I don't know what's happened to Bradley Cooper in his real life, if he's actually gone through this, or if he has some other friends or family members that have gone through this and he's just watched, but I believed everything that he did. And it's heartbreaking to see a lovable character. You don't despise this character at all. You want to get behind him. You want him to succeed. You want him to pull through. And to see him not, and to see him, build himself up and then go back down, and then build himself up again and then go back down, it's heartbreaking. And then on top of that, not only is he starring in the dang film, he's directing it. And this film is shot wonderfully. The pacing, I think, is actually pretty dang good. Again, there were some sections of this film that felt, do we need that? We can kind of speed it along, or we can cut it out. The whole development process of the shallow song when they're just sitting in a parking lot, and then all of a sudden the lyrics start coming to mind just like that, I think was a little far-fetched. That seems believable when it's a musical, so if we're doing like the 1950s or 70s versions of this film, I would believe that more. But this film, yes, it has musical elements, but it's not a musical. All the music that we get is actually being performed at a concert. So to see that scene where this song is coming into the character's head out of nowhere didn't feel real, and it felt very jarring. Everything else, though, about the directing of this film, I love. And I love it when an actor goes into the directing role, because they really know how to work with actors the best, because they're that they used to be one. And typically when they get behind the camera, they really focus just on the rawness and the believability of the actor's performance. So we get a lot of lingering shots. We get a lot of close-ups that these actors, you gotta be dialed in, because there's no bullshit here when you're this close from camera screen to face. It's a wonderful movie. And in the end, when the tragedy happens, it wasn't hitting me until like the last minute when the performance is going on and then it cuts back to the nice private scene when they're in their living room. That cut, again, from the director, was wonderful, and tears just started coming like, that is beautiful. That is a wonderful choice. A+, sir. I love this movie, and I think everyone should check it out. I'm gonna give A Star is Born 4.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I think I see blue. He looks glorious.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I randomly select which movie I'm gonna be watching next, so let's take a look. Two Guns! Because I know what that movie's about. I'm pretty sure this was one of those late night Walmart or Meijer trips, and this was in like the $3 or $5 bin. I don't know. Mark Wahlberg and Denzel Washington, though. How can this movie be bad? I heard it's pretty bad. I have not watched it yet. I know that Paula Patton's in here, who I think is unbelievably attractive. But I'm going to assume that they're cops, and they both have guns, and there's 2 of them. Here's the title, 2 Guns. Or is it their mission to get 2 guns each so they can do like the Nicolas Cage, Keanu Reeves side dive? I have no idea. But we'll check it out, and hopefully I'm pleasantly surprised next time. Thank you very much, Disney65 fan, for the recommendation. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, leave your comment below this video, or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your recommendation there. And if I have access to it, I will watch, review it, and give you a shout out on this channel. So guys, have you seen A Star is Born? What did you think about it? Do you think Bradley Cooper should have won for Best Actor? Do you think this film should have won Best Picture? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know what you thought. And as always, if you like what you saw here, and if you like my take on movies, if you like my short little skits at the beginning of my reviews, hit the subscribe button. Really helps me support to get this channel up and running, to help build this community. If you have friends, if you have family members that love hearing people talk about movies, gloat on movies, or bash on movies, send them over here, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell so you know the next time I'm releasing my next review. And remember, when we hit 1,000 subscribers, which it's gonna happen pretty dang soon because we are really, really close, I will record myself watching a film that scares the crap out of me, Arachnophobia, because I have it, and I haven't watched that movie since I was a kid because it scared the living crap out of me. It's gonna be fun for you, not for me, but it's a nice reward for everyone for supporting me. So if that's the case, then yes, it's done out of love. Oh god. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of 2 Guns! So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.